Hey, are you guys ready to elevate your DIY skills? Well, of course you are. That's why you're here. I'm so excited to announce the HouseCalls Premium Ad-Free Membership. What is that? Well, you get a bunch of great stuff. You get exclusive member-only content. You can join me for live streams. We've got exclusive contests, sweepstakes, of course, easy-to-follow videos as well. Now, we've got a free 7-day trial. Just go to members.housecallsdiy.com.
We make things. We use our hands, minds, and machines to build, to fix, to improve. We're known as do-it-yourselfers, home improvement fans, fix-it fanatics, inventors. At our core, though, we're all makers. So let's jump in and make something. Hi, I'm Ron Hazelton. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to build a simple window seat with concealed storage that's perfect for sitting and taking in the outside view. Then I'll show you how to repair dry rot damage to window and door frames. In some cases, this repair can save hundreds in replacement costs. Finally, I'll demonstrate a few simple techniques for working with PVC plastic plumbing pipe that could turn you into the family plumber. You know, home is a place to rest, relax, and recuperate, and that's especially important when your job is demanding and sometimes dangerous.
My job can get really stressful. I really don't have any time to myself. I work a lot of hours, I have 2 children at home, and it seems when I'm not working, I'm really busy at the house. I don't have an area in the house that I can use just for myself. So we have a really great spot that's all windows that looks out into the water.
So Leah gave me a call, and I headed up north along the Connecticut coast to the seaside town of Branford. Her home sits at the end of a spit that juts out into the harbor. By the time I arrived, I was as mellow as a seabird.
Hey, Ron.
Hey!
How are you?
You gotta be Leah, right?
I am.
All
Nice
right,
to meet
let
you.
me come on up.
So this is my kitchen area here.
I so love this house.
Thank
You've got
you.
views on every side here.
Yeah,
haven't
it's
you?
really
Water
great
views.
here. So this is the area that I was speaking to you about. It's one of my favorite spots in the house.
So you want to hang here and just take this all in, right?
I'd like to sit here
I
and
got an
relax.
idea. I got a really serious idea. Very
You
good
do?
idea.
Great.
Yeah. The way I'm seeing this is a great big vinyl lounger chair here where you come in, you sit down, and you just recline back, cool drink in your hand.
That wasn't what I had in mind.
What about
Boy.
storage? You want any?
I would love storage. My husband comes in a lot and just dumps his coat or his mittens and hats from the winter, and it's usually
that
all
word
over
again?
the floor.
Was that good?
Mittens?
I thought you said mittens.
Mitten.
Did you say mittens?
Mittens. I did.
How do you
Why
pronounce
don't you
that
like that word?
How do you pronounce M-I-T-T-E-N-S?
Mitten.
Now you're trying.
Mitten.
Based on what Leah's telling me, I'm thinking a window seat with built-in tables at the ends might be just the ticket. So, if you think that's a good idea,
I think it's an excellent idea.
then I want to invite you over to my shop.
Great. Okay.
We'll build it over there. I'll show you a design, and then we'll bring it back here and put it in.
Excellent. I can't wait.
Hey!
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning. How
Sorry
are
to
you
get you out of bed so
today?
early.
No problem.
It's not that early, is it?
Not
hey,
too
come
bad.
on over. I've just been working on the sketch for the window seat.
Oh,
Let me
that
show
looks
you what I've got
wonderful.
here. I think we ought to do this in 3 sections. A center with a lid that raises up so you can use that for storage.
Perfect.
And then you were saying, you know, this is where people come in and sit down like in the
Right.
winter, so maybe to give you some of that storage for shoes and stuff, we leave this one open.
Yep.
A side over here with a lid that raises up, so you got a great view out here. And these are higher, see? So I was thinking maybe
Oh,
those
yeah.
can sort of like be, like end tables.
Great.
Okay.
Looks beautiful.
All right.
I like that
Gonna make
idea.
this out of plywood, so the first thing I want to
Okay.
do is just like cut several pieces out. There you go. We're gonna make up on top of the table here in just a second. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, good. Stop. How was it?
Excellent.
Feel nervous?
Not too bad. A
You
little
did great.
bit.
You really did great.
Thank you.
So this is the piece that you just ripped down to the right width, okay? Now, we're going to have to cut a couple of these to the proper length. This is something here called a cradle, just a piece of plywood with some runners on the bottom that slides across the tabletop.
A simple work stop is clamped to the rear edge of the cradle. This allows us to cut multiple pieces of wood to precisely the same length without remeasuring each time.
We're going to go right back up against that stop. See, we're not measuring now and marking. We're just using this mechanical stop. So here are all the parts that we cut out. Very good job.
We begin assembling the window seat by attaching the ends to the bottom. Two clamps will hold the bottom on edge as we work on it.
And this project, what we're going to do is we're going to glue and nail these together.
Why would you do both anyway? Not just the nails or just the glue?
That's a very good question. And we're really gluing this together and using the nails to clamp it in position while the glue dries. Now we're going to put this up here. And now, this is called a joining clamp. It's like a giant clothespin almost. And this will hold these two together while we nail it. Great, perfect. Okay, why don't you start at that end down there? And
With the ends in place, our next step is to attach the sides.
All right, we're going to set this right up on top. Okay. Well, let's just let me take a peek in here and see if you're still batting 1,000. I don't see a single nail blown through there. Okay, let's just rotate it up like this, and then one more time. We both know the drill now, right? So we got the base built, about the box, let's call it that. The bottom, the ends, the front, and the back. Now we're going to work on your top.
We need to attach a strip of solid wood to the plywood. So we begin by cutting slots into the edges with a machine called a plate jointer.
And let's get some glue down in the grooves.
Next, glue is applied to the
This on
edges.
the side, so we just drop this right in like that.
Then wooden wafers or biscuits are inserted into the slots.
Now these are kind of interesting because they're made of compressed wood and they're compressed under quite a bit of pressure. They, not only does the glue bond these, but when the glue hits these, they swell.
Okay.
Just take it off and turn it right over and drop it on the biscuits. You all set? Set it right up on top.
Oh, this is just kind of hold it all together.
Looks pretty good. Everything's, the lines are lined up. Glue is squeezing out evenly. No gaps. You know what I say? Let's take a lunch break and let this dry.
Great idea.
Okay.
Now, as I said before, home improvement can be an adventure, and it can affect the most unlikely members of the family.
Recently we had some home improvements done upstairs in our bedroom, and I came home from work and I kept hearing the cat in the bedroom and couldn't find her. So my husband and I went upstairs and Jay said, I think the cat's in the wall. And what had happened is the builders actually, the cat had jumped into the wall when they took the sheetrock off, and the builders actually sheetrocked my cat into the wall. So I cut a hole in the bottom of the wall in between the two studs to get the cat out. And then when the builder came the next day, he was completely mortified. He actually didn't believe me till he saw the hole in the wall.
And that's how a cat nap turned into a cat tail. Thankfully, it wasn't a catastrophe. Let's go back to our window seat project. Our window seat will rest on a recessed base that we'll assemble from 1x4s.
I'm going to hold this for you. So here's our base. I'm going to turn this around.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the front out here. Now let's go get the box and set that on top. Yes, set this up.
Next, we glue and nail strips of wood to the top edges of the box, first along the back and then the sides. Well, the lid is a snug fit, so we can move on to the built-in end tables to the right and left of the window seat. Now these will have a triangular base, a bottom shelf, and 3 sides. Trusty joining clamp here. We'll attach the sides together with glue and nails, the same way we assembled the box. Oh, that one.
That one went out.
That one, but that was not your fault.
Oh, that was the end of the wood.
Yeah. In this case, if it's exposed, we'll just grab it like this, and we'll just pull it the rest all the way through.
Oh, I see.
And then it's gone. Okay, now for the fun
set.
part, huh?
Hey, how are you? Hey.
Grab this out.
Hey, Ron, this is my husband, Jay.
Hey,
Hi, Ron.
Jay.
Nice
How
to
are
meet
ya?
you. I'm good. Thanks for coming.
Can we get a hand?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you grab these loose parts here?
All right.
All right, Jay, you just want to take the end of that.
Sure thing.
Let me get out of your way
Slide
first.
it right out. I'll grab the other end here.
Got it?
There we go. What I think we should do, let's just set this back out into the center of the room,
Okay.
and we'll paint it right here. And then when it's dry, we'll put it back in. The primer that we're using right here is has what's called a stain blocker in it, so you won't get bleed through from knots and that sort of thing.
Now, when you use this primer, do you have to use 2 coats of regular paint, or would you just need 1?
You know, I think 1 is enough in terms of protecting the wood, if you would. Good? That's good.
We're actually working together.
We are, all 3 of us.
Working pretty smooth, too.
Not even fighting yet.
While Leah's fighting fires, Jay, a pediatrician, is caring for children in his family practice. Now, I'm wondering, just how long does one continue to see one's childhood doctor? What's the normal age range of pediatrician treats? I mean, the normal age.
Anywhere from birth up to adulthood. You know, most people would define adulthood as 18, and we see some kids through college age till they're 22, 23.
When they try to give him their phone number?
Jay? Yeah. Well, the end is near. The piano hinges that were first attached to the lids are now screwed to the base sections. It's finally time to turn that empty alcove into a cozy nook. Before we take a final look, though, let's turn the clock back just to remind ourselves where we started and how far we've come.
This is great. So relaxing. Who needs to go away?
Well, I've got a bit of a dry rot problem here. Now, I've really got 2 options. I could replace the entire window, or I could repair this corner right here. I'm going to go for the second option. Both the windowsill on the bottom and wood trim on the sides are rotted. I'm going to begin by cutting away first the damaged sill, and then the decayed trim. Next, I'll remove an old screw and a couple of rusted nails. Then begin doing away with the crumbling and rotted wood. On the side trim, I wasn't able to cut all the way through, so I'll use a chisel to remove material up to the cut line. Then slip a pry bar underneath and snap off the unwanted wood. On the sill, I've removed as much of the rotted wood as I can. However, I'm still left with some material that's not very sound. To restore its hardness, I'll use this wood hardener. It's thin as water and will quickly penetrate and saturate the wood fibers. It dries rather quickly and leaves the deteriorated wood firm and much stronger. The next step can be a bit messy, so I'm protecting the shingles with masking tape. This high-performance wood filler is also known as polyester resin. I'll put a tennis ball-sized portion on a mixing board and then add this cream hardener that always comes packaged with the resin. It's important to mix these 2 components together thoroughly. Now I can begin packing the resin into the cavity. and smooth it off with a slightly wider putty knife. Once the resin begins to set, I peel off the tape, then remove any high spots using a chisel. Next, I skim on a second coat. Smooth it off. Let it set, and then sand everything flat. The resulting surface is hard, durable, and free of rot. Now it's time to replace the outer portion of the sill. For this, I've cut a block of cedar to fit. On the back side, I apply a couple of beads of polyurethane adhesive, then set the block in place and secure it in position with a few nails. Finally, using a small plane, I shape the wood block to match the existing sill profile and sand the surface. For the trim, I set a second wood block into position and nail it in place. Then mix up another batch of resin and fill in any gaps between the new and existing wood. A final bit of sanding, some caulk to seal the seams, a touch of spackle on the nail holes, then a coat of paint, and this project is complete.
Are you intimidated by the idea of taking on a small plumbing job? Well, it's actually easier than you may think, especially if you use plastic plumbing, made up of plastic pipes and plastic fittings. Now the key here is cutting the pipe and then attaching or welding it to the fittings. For cutting it, use a pair of these. These are plastic pipe cutters, sort of like a giant pair of shears. You just squeeze, and in about 2 or 3 squeezes, you're right through the pipe. Nice clean cut. When it comes to welding it or attaching it, you'll want 2 materials. This one right here, which is purple, called a cleaner primer, and this one, which is called a cement. Take the primer, and first on the end of a piece of pipe, go around 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. Do the same thing in the end of your fitting, 1, 2, 3. Then pick up the adhesive, or the cement. Same thing around the pipe, 1, 2, 3 times. Inside the fitting, 1, 2, 3 times. Place the 2 together, give them a quarter turn, hold them for a few seconds, and that's it. So just think of that next plumbing project as a matter of cutting a few pieces of pipe to length, attaching them to the right fittings, turning on the water.
To view today's projects again and countless more, go to HouseCallsDIY.com. Step-by-step home improvement tips when you need them.
I'm Brian Kelsey. Welcome to House Calls.
Join us as we tackle some great home projects, as well as look back at favorites from Ron Hazelton on House Calls.